What up, world? What up, world? What's going on? Welcome to Grumpy Old Vets Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jay Boogie, aka Savage Beast 357 on Instagram, all that good stuff. So, got my boy Heath here. What's going on, Heath?
Hey man, Jay Boogie.
I didn't know where that came from. It just popped out.
How's it going, bro?
All right, all right. Yeah. So today's show is pretty much going to be us. It's going to be us talking about our experiences getting out. And it's going to be us talking about, give you some information about the VA, trying to get that 100%, all those good things like that. So, tune in, share this podcast. Make sure you go on to YouTube. We're on YouTube Live right now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing this out to all the people and stuff like that. So, make sure that you share this. So, because we want to try to give out this information about the things that we've gone through, us two personally, that we've gone through, getting out, retiring, getting out of the Navy, and some of the things that we want to share with you are like the way to get your percentages right and the way to just transition to the civilian life afterwards. And it's not easy. Everybody thinks it's easy. But I know people at my job think that it was just I got out and I'm a regular person and I'm balling out of control. That's what they think, I'm balling out of control, but that's definitely not the case.
Definitely
I'm
not.
definitely not the case. Well, except for Heath, you know what I'm saying? Heath is balling out of control regardless, because you know why Heath is balling out of control? This is what I'm gonna explain to you why Heath is balling out of control. Heath was a senior chief when he got out of the Navy. That is a E7. He was an E8.
I was an E8.
Sorry, he's an E8. Getting
Get it
out
right,
with
yeah.
the Navy. He was an E8. So he got that. Then he gets that's his retirement pay. Then he has a job, which he probably makes about a good $80,000 a year. Then he has his disability. Then his wife is an actual E7 in the Navy, active duty right now. So he's getting buku money right now.
Bro, I'm on food stamps, dude.
He can't, please, if he was to go apply for food stamps, they would probably cuss him all the way out. They would cuss him out and then they would send him to jail for a couple of days. Well, not even a couple of days. They'll just try to scare him and put him out for the night.
I'm trying to get on that WIC.
They'd be like, it's fraudulent. you're frauding the government by saying that you don't have any money.
Nah, bro.
He has a North Face shirt on that's probably cost about $40 or $50 just for the shirt.
Bro, I've been blessed. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I just worked out. But you know what, Jay? Like you're not doing bad yourself because you worked your ass off during the time you were in, and that's like how we worked our ass off, and now we're still relatively young. We're both in our I'm in my mid 40s. You're probably in your close to mid 40s, and you're doing well for yourself. I know we're not struggling because, like I tell Jamie all the time, bro, you're struggling in your 20s. You don't struggle in your 40s.
True.
You shouldn't have 20s,
to. Well, I can tell you now, I was in my 20s, and even though I was still struggling.
No, I was struggling too, man. Hey, I was like an E5, but the pay's not bad, but it ain't. You still have to budget. You still have to watch what you spend. You can't just go out and ball. I mean, you still have to, sacrifice some, right?
I didn't do that though.
Yeah,
I was saying at 20 years old, first coming into the military, coming from where I came from, first time really having money that was, but having money that was legal, and didn't know what to actually do with it, because I can actually spend it without having to worry about anything.
Right, it's a nice feeling, man. I just sold my house. I was telling you about it earlier. I had a house in Corpus Christi that I rented out since 2016, basically since right before me and Jamie got married, and I finally sold it. It just, I wasn't making money. I was paying my mortgage with the rent, and I'm embarrassed to say, bro. And I'll say it freely though, that I did all right with the proceeds on it, and I don't have a dime to show for it because I paid off debt. Now I am out of debt, right? As far as credit cards or loans I had to get for stuff, I'm completely out of debt except for 2 cars. So that part was good, but I'm embarrassed. I could not pocket any of it. You know what I mean?
Well, hopefully, I'm about to sell my house. Probably in the next 6 months, 6 to 7 months. Hopefully, it sells fast, and hopefully, I can make a profit off of it.
I made a profit, but I paid it all on debt I acquired over the last 10 years. Because
Oh, I'm doing that. I'm definitely
yeah,
doing that. I'm paying off everything that I can pay off,
right.
and then I'm just gonna, what I'm saying, pay off cars, all that good stuff like that, and do what I got to do so I can won't be in debt and I can just ball out of control like you. So
Right, right. Well, I'm gonna get a deck put in at the house now. I'm gonna do some upgrades. It'd be cool. It'd be fun. But it's nice that I don't have to worry about paying another mortgage, which I was doing that since October. I was paying two mortgages since October,
mm,
and now that's gone. So it's money in my pocket, bro. I might as well upgrade the house.
yeah, yeah, most definitely. I know I'm about to try to buy a house the end of next year because I'm about to move from here, and then move from my apartment into a. I'm trying to rent a house first for like a year and then go into another
Right.
house. It'd be good to go with that. But I'm saying once I sell this house and then use the VA loan again, and since it's up now to it's unlimited, like you don't have to worry about the $400,000 cap. Even though I'm not going over $400,000, but still, it's still good to know that you can go over if you need to.
Yeah, because I had a house in Corpus when I bought this house, and I paid quite a bit for this house. I'm not gonna lie, and I still had points or whatever credit for the VA loan to buy this house, and disabled vets over a certain amount get a little taken care of pretty good when you buy a house as a disabled vet. Now, some states, since we're talking, you guys, depends on your state. I don't know about North Carolina, but I know in Louisiana, Texas, several states in the South that you don't pay taxes on your land or your property if you're 100% or whatever. Not you might not have to be 100%, but whatever percentage. There's a cap. Whatever certain percentage disabled, you don't have to pay taxes. Which, like in Texas, where tax is expensive, it really lowers your mortgage a
Yeah,
lot.
In North Carolina, they take a percentage and put it towards the taxes that you've either already paid or paying on, and then you get that money off your mortgage for those taxes.
Right.
So you're it's pretty good. I think all the benefits from being you have to be 100% disabled. In
Okay.
North Carolina, they don't do the if you're 75%, nothing like that. North Carolina, you're so in North Carolina, you're they don't tax your retirement pay at all if you're 100%. And then you get that percentage off of your mortgage if you're 100%. So, you know, and then here you get you get a personalized tag for free. So if you wanted something personalized, I know when I renew mine, I'm going to get my because they have a North Carolina UGA tag, and I'm definitely getting that.
You Savage Beast, you get Savage Beast.
If I can get Savage Beast put on there, then I'm gonna get Savage Beast. If I can't get Savage Beast on there, then I'm gonna get Savage. If I can't get Savage,
BST,
Beast, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
BST, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, this retirement life is at first, not gonna lie to you, at first it was stressful as hell. It was super stressful. I got a couple of people. I have one of my friends. She's getting out she's doing a retirement ceremony in July. I think she gets out in September. Um, I told her, I said it's stressful. Like you out here, she has her own business. I said you're out here and you've been in the military for so long that you really don't know what the civilian life is about
Right.
because you've never actually had to worry about getting fired from a job. Really getting fired from a job. You worry about getting kicked out, but actually getting fired. Um,
It's hard to get
you know,
kicked out.
yeah, you got to do a lot of stuff to get kicked out.
Not counting like they had the whole force shaping tools like PTS and ERB, whatever it was. They lost a lot of
Yep,
sailors,
yep,
but other than that, you have to really want to get kicked out.
yeah. That's the only way you're really gonna get kicked out. So you're not really worried about it that much, because especially if you're doing the right thing. And then, so working a civilian job as a former military person, it's just a different way that you work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, because in the military, you work, we do our job, we do our job to the fullest. But it be sometimes that we slack off.
Yeah.
It be sometimes that we do slack off. You can't really slack off that hard in civilian life. Because number one, the way they keep their records of what you're doing all the time is pretty damn hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. You count for every hour, right? But on the flip of that coin, you get paid if you have to work over. I know you were on salary,
Yeah,
but
I'm on
a lot of
salary.
a lot of people, like, I get paid time and a half, double time, depending on when I work, which is a good incentive. And they don't expect you to, like the Navy, you almost expect to not have, sometimes depends on the mission. You're expected not to have a life. I know in recruiting that is.
Yes, you're expecting not to have a life.
Yeah, but you see people, oh, I'm going traveling to Europe this next month or whatever. It's hard that the civilian sector, they expect you to have a life too.
Yeah, they do expect you to have a life.
At least where I work.
Yeah, my job, they want you to have a good work-life balance. And with that, because at my job, before my CFO came, everybody had laptops. A lot of people had laptops. He took the laptops away and gave us these little boxes to where we only can keep it at work. And the reason he did that is because he wanted to make sure that everybody's work-life balance was good. Like when you get off of work, you're not going home doing work. You're not taking your laptop home and you're doing work. So people don't like it because they don't like the little box and they want everything like that. But at the end of the day, you have to look at it saying, oh, he has our best interest at heart because he does not want us to work when we get off of work.
Right. No, that's legit.
Right. And they want us to have that work-life balance, even though these boxes are the greatest thing in the world, but they're still to the point where we can do our job and things like that. So we don't really have to worry about anything. So,
and it's where you won't be like tempted to do it at home.
Right. So he wants to make sure you're not even tempted to do it at home. He's mad at me because I logged on my personal computer and with the company stuff and I can do work from home. But he was like, why the hell did you do that? I'm like, and then I have like stuff on my phone. I was like, because I'm used to that. And, being a recruiter, I was working when I got home. You know what I'm saying? I would get off of work and then go home and still do work because I had to do, spreadsheets and stuff that I had to get out. And then also I always had to talk to future sellers, but when they was going to boot camp or when they was going to MEPS and things like that. So it was it's different not to have that much stress on you all the time.
Right. It's almost like you don't know how to act.
Yeah, pretty much. You really don't. You don't know how to act. You're like, okay, well, I'm going home. What am I going to actually do when I get home now? Like, I guess I can spend time. I watch a lot of shows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Going through a divorce or whatever like that. Well, going through a divorce. I'm not here with anybody. So it's definitely different to just come home and just be able to not have to worry about doing any extra work.
Decompress a little bit.
You're right. That worry about that phone ringing. But I tell you now, I was talking to one of my friends. He was in the Navy recruiter. He was like, the phone, that ringtone, the Apple ringtone, it's like it's PTSD. When we hear that ringtone, like we think something is going to be wrong.
I'm the same way, bro. Every damn time, man. Still, after almost 2 years,
right?
2 years in October, I still get like a twitch. When I hear it, I think it's not as bad as it was when I first retired, but it's getting better. But it's still there. Like, God dang, what the hell's going on?
Right.
You think somebody's calling you about something that's broken, or somebody got a DUI, or something that's going to affect your life in a negative way. That's, because you're having a great day and all of a sudden, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, you're like, shit.
And I had a call for two DWIs in one Saturday night one time.
Holy shit.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I had a guy, the chief, right? Because I was I think I was still a chief. I might have made senior chief, but I had a few chiefs working for me because I was departmental. And I got a call from the chief saying that one of his sailors, right, got a DUI. He was in Austin at South by Southwest, festival. Okay, whatever. Tell him, is he in jail? He's in jail. I'm gonna go get him out tomorrow. Okay, cool. That same chief calls me back 10 hours later. You're not gonna believe this. No, I got a DUI.
What?
Yeah. Got a call by the same chief twice. Once for his sailor and once for him. I was like, oh my God. Dude, what the hell? And I was having a great Saturday too. until that shit. Then you cough it up like, okay, kid got a DUI. We'll deal with it on Monday. Not a big deal. But then the chief calls me. He got a DUI.
Yeah, I've had to travel. I had to drive 2.5 hours one time to go pick up a dude who was at his girlfriend's house 2.5 hours away, drunk as hell, and I had to go and pick him up to bring him all the way back home.
But did he get a DUI?
No, he didn't get a DUI because I made sure that his ass stayed where he was at. Like his girl called me and was like, "Yeah, he's acting a fool out here. He's drunk as hell. I need you to come get him." I'm like, first of all, how the hell did you get my number? That's the first thing. And number two, you're 2.5 hours away. Like that's a long ass drive for me to come and get somebody to bring them back.
Yeah, it is, but it's better than having to deal with a DUI.
Oh yeah, but I talked. He had to talk the whole way back. Like I talked to his ass the whole way back.
You wouldn't let him pass out, huh?
Hell no, you're gonna set your ass up. We're gonna talk the whole way back. Had the music blaring at times. I'm like, hey, if I'm dropping 2.5 hours, your ass is gonna be up. And no passing out. I don't give a damn how drunk you are. None of that shit. He kicked in her door. All types of shit. Like he didn't touch her, but he damn sure he destroyed a lot of shit.
Right. And then what else I'm not used to, Jay, is not getting ready for no stupid ass inspection.
That's like the greatest thing.
It's good. I love it, but you're still wondering, like, God, all I do is my damn job. I don't have to do this other 20,000 other BS things that you normally have to do when you're in the military. Because there's always an effing inspection come along, man.
Always
something, man. Some guy is coming to tear your shit apart, man.
And then you're trying to gun deck shit. Nah.
Oh, you're just trying to make shit happen, dude. Gun deck if you have to.
You have to. Date's the wrong date. Now, this date, we need to fix this date.
I've had this saying for a long time. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Ain't trying. Yep. That's what it is.
Man, you got to get it done, dude. Because, at the end of the day, you just want that W.
Always.
Win. Always want it.
Yes.
Let's talk about some things, man. So we talk about there's some hard things that service members deal with when they're active, and you deal with a lot of bullshit, but you get institutionalized and you kind of like thrive on it a little bit. You kind of need it. So when you, like Jamie says, when the music fades, right. And you're out of the military, what do you do, bro? And I think that's where we lose a lot of people that, I don't say necessarily suicide, but depression big time. I think every active duty person that spent a lifetime of service has that depression.
Yep.
Or seeking something to do, seeking the next mission. I know I did. I know you did, right?
Yeah. But you don't have anything to do. Like you're getting out and you're used to a daily routine. You're used to going to the gym all the time. You're used to making sure that you're at a certain weight. You're nervous about that all the time. You're making sure that you have to go to PT. Your uniform needs to be tight, all the other good stuff like that. Definitely a stressor that is not there anymore.
I remember a lot of when we started going we went to the Blueberries and we went to the Greens, the uniforms, and they really weren't. You have to iron them as much as you did with the utilities. I'll say dungarees because I'm old as fuck. But
I had dungarees.
Oh, you did? Okay, so you didn't have to deal with it as much. And a lot of the old salts were like, "Oh, you guys got it easy." Well, damn it, yeah, I'm glad I got it easy. I'm glad I ain't got to fold these damn things every freaking hour, because every time you move in them, they get a wrinkle in them and some chief is going to freaking call you out on it. I'm glad, dude.
The Johnny Cashes.
Oh yeah, I remember those, man. Those are the best.
They were the best. Like it makes you look so damn professional. Like, and I had to wear that all the time because I worked at the PSD in DC. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was a PS when I was in. So before I became a recruiter. So yeah, that shit was, it was wear every day.
They say the choker whites for khakis was the lady killers, but I guarantee you for the E1 to E6, the Johnny Cashes were the lady killers.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can go anywhere with Johnny Cashes.
That was a sharp ass uniform, man. I was so pissed when I got rid of it. I liked it. You had it for all you young fuckers that might not know.
Right.
It was the dark, almost like your Cracker Jacks color, button up, slacks, black belt, black shoes, tie, and then it made your ribbons freaking pop,
that
stick
shit
out.
Yes, it did.
I was rocking my national defense in freaking A school like a freaking baller, dude. My little ketchup mustard stain was freaking popping, bro. It was popping, bro.
I had, but see, I came into the Navy. I had a whole bunch of ribbons before when I came in, so it was just like sitting there as a damn. Because I came back in as an E3, so I had to earn my shit again because they was like, yeah, we coming in. Because they need the PS to ship quick.
Right.
So I went to. I'm gonna tell you this whole story. So, and I'm a little. Now I'm not gonna say ashamed of it, but I got away with a hope. I got away with getting into the Navy. Okay, so here's my story. I literally got out of jail,
my boy,
and went to the recruiting office. I told the recruiter, "Hey, listen, I didn't even introduce myself. I came in, it was like, hey, what's going on?" I said, "Hey, listen, I went through Marine Corps boot camp. I'm not going through any more boot camp. If I gotta go through boot camp again, I'm not joining the Navy." All right, good to go. You ain't gotta go to boot camp using the Marines. All right, good. Number 2, I'm trying to leave as soon as possible. If I can leave tomorrow, I'll leave tomorrow. It was like, oh, hey, Chief, we got somebody that want to leave. He want to leave soon. You know what I'm saying? I had already went through MEPS with the Army, but I failed because I had athlete's feet.
Yeah.
So I failed that one, and I didn't
know the Army was picky.
I failed MEPS, and I was like, okay, bet. And then I went a couple of months later. After like I said, I spent these 30 days in jail, and I got out. And when I got out, I was like, I still want to do. I got to get the hell out of here because if I don't, then I'm going to do something. I'm already going and doing crazy shit in the first place. So let me go ahead and go to the Navy office and see what's happening because when I was in the Marines, I had corpsmen that used to work with us, and they used to get fucked up all the time. I'm talking about they used to get so drunk and they be in the rooms, damn, having IVs and shit. I'm out in the damn field and they come in air conditioning buses. They damn sitting out there for a little while and then they leave while we're sleeping out in the field type shit. So I was like, all right, let me see what the Navy is about. And when the recruiter told me that I'm good to go and I can leave in like a week or two, I was like, all right, bet. So I leave. I didn't tell them nothing about my criminal shit. They didn't even. I wasn't even there in enough. I wasn't even future seller for a amount of period of time where they could actually finish my background check.
No shit. Wow.
So I'm in. I'm already in. I'm at Great Lakes doing my orientation because they had everybody was there who was coming back in. We was doing our orientations and all that other good shit. So the lady from MEPS calls there. She calls me. I remember her name, Mrs. Robinson. Mrs. Robinson called me and she cussed me out upside down, every damn thing. She was like, why the fuck you didn't tell me that you had a criminal record? I was like, you really never asked me. So I really was going to tell you and I'm trying to get in. I said, in actuality, what's going to happen now? Like, what are you actually going to do to me now? Because I'm already in. She was like, oh, this is a bullshit. We got to go through hoops to them, get these records. I was like, but here's my question. Are you going to kick me out? It's like, no, we don't care. I was like, all right, then have a great day. And I hung up on her ass. So I got into the Navy with and I don't even know how I passed the piss test. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no idea how I passed the piss test. Because I smoked on New Year's Eve and I went there on January the 15th.
Yeah, bro, but I saw pictures of you and you were a hard son of a bitch when you were coming out of the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have fat cells, then it's not going to stick in your body.
That is true. I was skinny as hell when I came into the Navy. I was like 155 pounds.
Yeah, you're a beast, man.
So, and I was working out. Oh my god, the Marines. I worked at the gym for like a year and a half. I was working out every damn day.
Working out and eating crayons, dude. You were doing your thing, bro.
I want to know where the hell did that actually come from.
I don't know, man, but it's funny as hell, dude.
I don't know where the hell the crayon eating thing actually came from. Because one of my for Christmas year before last, I had recruiters from another station. One of them brought me a dinosaur and some minions, and they said I was a dinosaur and my recruiters were the minions. So they bought that shit for me, and another dude bought me some crayons.
They knew you were an ex-Marine?
Yes.
You're not an ex-Marine. You were a former Marine.
Sorry, but never exes.
Nah, I forgot. I got a question. I got a burning question though. I know all the listeners want to know. I asked the hard questions, Jay.
Okay.
Why were you in jail?
Okay, so that time I went to jail because
There's more.
when I was so I got out of the Marines in 2000 and I came into the Navy in 2003. During that time between 2000 and 2003, I did dumb shit.
You were programmed to kill.
I did a lot of dumb shit. So I went to jail 3 times while I was out. This last time was because of I had a suspended license and I was driving on the suspended license. I got in a car accident. My license was suspended for a long ass time. When I say a long time, my license was suspended since like 97.
Holy.
From 97 to I didn't get my license back until 2009.
Dude, I went from being an E nothing in 2009. I was like right before I made chief. That's a long freaking time. Dude.
So from 97, and I was naive as shit. I was 19 years old. I was going home from from North Carolina. I was going home for Freaknik at that, and I got stopped by the cops. I was doing like 80 and like a 70. No, I was doing like 85 and a 70. The dude that I was with was like, I don't even worry about going to court because, you know what I'm saying, we're in the military. They're going to know we're not going to come to court. I was like, all right, good to go. I never even thought about it. And my license was suspended. I got caught in a trap, a speed trap once, and I went to jail for that shit because I didn't have a license and all this other stuff. So, make a long story short, this last time I was on probation for the suspended license, and I never went to probation. So, I got into this. I ran this stop sign. They pulled me over, and boom, it was like ran my stuff and was like, "Hey, we've been looking for you." I was like, "Okay." And when I got
thing to hear.
And when I got there, when I got to the jail this time, it was like, "Hey, just let you know, you going upstairs." I was like, "What?" It's like, "You're going upstairs." I said, "What do you mean I'm going upstairs?" It was like, "Yeah, you're not. It's no bail for you. It's none of that shit. You're going upstairs. You're gonna be here for a minute." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went upstairs, got my card. The next day, went in front of the judge. They brought us in front of the judge, and he was like, "Hey, this is the way you're gonna do it. Either you're gonna go back on probation for 2 years. We're gonna put you on probation for 2 years, or you can spend 30 days in jail, and your probation is done and everything." I was like, "Fuck it, let me do these 30 days." I just did the 30 days.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to be on probation for 2 years. That shit wasn't going to happen.
Just do the 30 days, get it over with.
Yeah, I did the 30 days, got it over with. And like I said, as soon as I got out of jail, I went over to the Navy recruiter and I got into the Navy. And my ex-wife is the one who made me get my license back.
I got a question though. So when you were in the big house, you ever seen Oz?
It was not like Oz.
You weren't married to the man with the most cigarettes?
No, I was not married to the man with the most cigarettes. But
did you get lipstick put on you?
No, it was not like Oz at all. I was in
Afro Puffs.
I wasn't in prison. I was in jail, so it was a good thing that jail thing was there. But I do not want to go to prison. Jail was bad enough. Jail was bad enough. The food was disgusting. We played spades or Uno. Uno was like the game.
It's kind of like the Navy.
Yes, Uno was the game. I'm telling you, Uno was the game in there. Like it was
like some
Uno. No, spades was good to go, but Uno was like that shit. Uno was like everybody was in there was playing Uno.
Draw 10, bitch.
Right. People was getting pissed. Like motherfuckers had to draw like 13 and shit. They was getting mad as hell in there. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and stay away from that table over there because I'm not trying to get my ass whooped. I've seen people get their ass whooped over
get cut over Uno.
Over Uno. People cheating at Uno, hiding cars and shit. I'm like, okay, y'all are doing a little bit too much.
Awesome, man.
Then I sat there and I watched it. Like, okay, he's cheating. He's cheating. Oh, this might be a fight. And next thing you know, boom, there's a fight.
Freaking fight, man. That's crazy, man. Where were you at in jail? Atlanta area?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta. You know, I had a run-in with the law before I joined the Navy, but I didn't get caught. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's kind of a funny story. We were in this bar back in the day in Louisiana. Back then, it was 18 to drink. So I was 18. I didn't join the Navy until I was like 19, almost 20. So I was in this country bar called Fool's Gold. I don't know if it's still open down there in central Louisiana. And we just a bunch of buddies right there having beers, we're a little drunk, having good times, a bunch of rednecks doing their thing. And some guy started picking on some dude's girlfriend, started trying to pick her up, and shit starts. Fight came out. And they're his buddies, our buddies. There's a big fight. Well, the cops come in and I just got hit with a pool cue.
What?
Pull stick.
I'm going to ask the hard questions on this.
I got hit with a pull stick, bro. That shit hurt like hell, bro.
Why? How did you get hit with a pool stick? What were you doing?
No, I was fighting, dude, because my buddy's girl got freaking disrespected, and he started fighting. And then his buddies, other guys came in, and you had to fight with your buddy, right? You couldn't stand there like a little bitch. You had to throw down. So I'm throwing down, and I get hit in the back with a damn pull stick. So you talking about hurt, bro? That shit.
Because that thick end, that they try to hit you with the
long
end.
That shit on the movies where that shit breaks. Nah, man, that shit don't have to break. Well, that shit I didn't go down, but I was like, ow, fuck. And then the cops came in and they're pepper spraying everybody. So I get, I got pepper foamed in the Navy, but I wasn't the first time. So
you were used to that shit. You was like,
nah, bro, that shit still hurts from every time you do it. We pepper foam, and I hit the deck like a little bitch, dude. I found myself under the pool table, crying like a little bitch. And the cops didn't see me, bro. But they didn't see me, bro, because I was underneath the pool, crying like a little bitch because my eyes were burning like hell. It smelled like Tabasco sauce in my eyeballs. So that was my little run-in. I never actually got arrested because they didn't see me because I was crying like a little bitch underneath the pool table.
Hey, whatever it is to get me out that ticket. I did, but being arrested. I'm gonna do that shit now.
I just happened to fall that way, and I was rolling around like, my eyes, shit. And I rolled around the pool table, and the cops. It was a quick thing. They grabbed a few guys and rolled out, and a few of theirs, a few of my buddies, a few of their other buddies, the other guys' buddies got pulled out, and yeah, that was it. But I tell you what, I got hit with a pool cue, got pepper sprayed same night. Fucking sucked. And one time we were in Tijuana, right?
Oh God, here we go. Damn Tijuana story.
Bro.
Everybody got a damn Tijuana story. Everybody has a Tijuana story.
We're drinking on Lincoln, if you know what I mean. And my, we're sitting there having a good time, just drinking beer. My buddy goes, I got hit. I got punched. And in my mind, there was just one Marine standing there. He had to been the guy that did it. In my mind, he did that shit. So I said, hey, man, did you hit my buddy? He goes, I'm a fucking Marine. I laid that sumbitch out, dude. I mean, he didn't even see it coming, bro. It wasn't even a fair. It was a sucker shot. No doubt about it.
So you sucker punched one of my brothers.
He was on me. He ain't like I hit it. I mean, I was looking at him. It wasn't like I did it from behind. He just didn't expect it. And he hit the deck. And then my buddy grabs me and we haul in his cab. I said, dude, I just beat that. I knocked that dude out for you. I said, who was it? Some Marine? He goes, no, bro, this was some other Mexican that hit me. Oh, shit. Damn, man.
You know what?
Terrible.
I hope that fucking Marine hears this damn podcast.
Man,
and be like, so terrible. That's the motherfucker that hit me back in the day.
I felt terrible, man. I felt awful. That poor guy. I just hit him for no reason. But in my mind, in my drunken state, that guy did it. I felt awful. And one time I was in Tijuana, and I went to go get cash in the ATM, which is something you don't do. That was stupid, but I was drunk.
That's something you do.
So I go to the ATM, and there's this local. I'll show you how to use the ATM. I said, nah, bro, I got it. I can read the numbers. It's 1, 2, 3, just like English. I got it. And he kept bugging me. And I finally shoved it. I said, I got it, motherfucker, like that. I shoved him. Here, the blue lights. Woo!
It's Tijuana. You can't do shit like that at Tijuana.
Like I said, I was drunk. And the federales show up and they start handcuffing me. So I got $30 cash. They left me alone. $30 got me out of it. Because I knew they just wanted the money. I knew it wasn't really about them caring about the law. Yeah.
That's what I want.
$30.
So this podcast is going to be with us too, but I have my boy from one of my podcasts. He wants to jump on because
let him on, man.
Here's the deal. So I met this guy in Djibouti. We were stationed together in Djibouti. I don't know if this podcast is supposed to be us talking about, us getting out and, VA and stuff like that. I don't even know if I want to let this dude up on the platform because we did a lot of crazy shit in Djibouti.
You can do crazy shit in Djibouti.
We was wild. It was, oh God, it was, I think it was like 5 or 6 of us. We was real close. Like we ate breakfast together, we ate lunch together, we ate dinner together, we played ball together, we went out in town together. We did all that shit together. So if you saw one of us, you saw at least 2 or 3 of us. All of us was together this whole damn time. We did the craziest shit.
What year was this?
This was in 2007.
Oh, you go buck wild in 2007 in Djibouti, dude.
2007. So in 2007, me and my boy Rich, we call each other Shark. Listen, I to this day, really, I'm not even gonna say a lie to you. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I really don't even know why we damn called each other Shark. Shark, and then our saying when we saw each other was, oh no. I'm gonna bring my boy Rich up. I'm gonna bring
him up, dude. Bring his crazy ass on. Let's do this.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Hey, Rich, what's up, dude?
What's good, Heath? Hey,
brother.
man. Thank you for accepting me on here, man.
Dude,
Appreciate
I gotta
it.
hear some shit, bro.
No,
Break it out.
First of all, hey, listen, Rich. Hey, I brought you on here. I'll take your ass off. I'll be like Martin. I'll kick your ass out. Listen,
Get the step in.
Get the step in. Listen, don't go too far on there now, because we did some shit. We did shit that we shouldn't even we should have got caught for.
I'll tell you what, Jay.
Hey,
We'll
I got
start off.
stories for days.
We'll do. Rich, tell us a little about yourself, Rich. We'll start off slow, then we'll gather.
I will build up.
traction.
All right, so just in case everybody, whoever's paying attention, look, check this out. So I just retired last year. Did 20 years and some change. Yeah, and I was IT the whole time.
IT, my boy.
Oh yeah, I was IT the whole time, man. And young kid from Detroit joining the Navy, didn't really have any guidance on what to do, or you know what I'm saying, where I was leading to. I just know I wanted to get out of Detroit. So with that being said, carrying on into the military, I kind of still had a lot of my Detroit ways. So that's why
a lot of Detroit ways. He was so Detroit when we was in damn Djibouti. He was Detroit. I was Atlanta. It's like we reverted back to what the hell we were before. Like all of us get together.
We found that common interest. That's why we was all so cool, because we all had a common interest. We hadn't grown up yet.
Right. That's exactly what it was. We had
It don't take much. It don't take much to draw that common interest, man.
And none of us had grown up. I mean, out of all the people that we hung out with, none of us were mature.
None of us. Not one of us.
We couldn't. It was never a person that could talk us out of doing anything. It was never a person like, hey, bro, I think that we should be doing this. It was
it was more like, man, let's do it.
It was never that person that said that shit. Hey, bro, I think we might get. I can say this, but fuck it, all of us are retired. We're out.
Yeah, we all retired. We can speak on it now.
So we used to go out in town with these big ass water bottles, right? And we used to go and get damn white liquor. It didn't matter what the hell the white liquor was, and fill those water bottles up. Come back onto the base, give a water bottle to the Marines that's holding down the front, and
just so they won't say nothing.
Right, so they won't say shit, and then that's how we used to drink, because you couldn't drink hard liquor on base. All that we had was
beer.
The cantina, and we had the beer. So
and we only had, what was it, like three beers per day or something like that.
Even though they were tall, but we wanted to get drunk. So we used to go out in town, buy cartons of cigarettes, because we smoked cigarettes, and buy a whole bunch of damn liquor, and we had these big ass water bottles. We sitting down in the clues getting fucked up.
The clues.
We had a little spot where we
Connex box.
Actually, now that I think about it, that night that we had that big ass fire on base, I was drunk that night. I was drunk that night.
So we had a fire on base. Some of the tents burnt down. Shit. Everybody had to go down. So when you first got there, you was in the tents, and then once you went from the tents, you went to the clues. So,
I was there like waiting for the ship to get me one time, and I stayed in the tents. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tents was hot. Well, no, because we
Nah.
we rigged some stuff up in the tents. Like, we
Those
had these
tents
little.
was cold as fuck.
Dude, I felt my ass off. in those
Yeah, I
tents.
just thought about it because we had these. We took water bottles. You cut the ends of the water bottles and you put them together, and it was like it went all the way into the air conditioning. What the air conditioning was, so everybody had like a little makeshift funnel of
whatever
air going to where your part of the tent was.
Some sailor
That was
engineering.
because it was sectioned
Yes,
out. Everybody
yes.
was sectioned out in their own spaces.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
Oh,
had your section and you had your air conditioning and that shit.
There was no such thing as being hot inside those damn tents. It could be 120 degrees outside, but you freezing your ass off inside those tents.
yeah, I did.
But you
I
wasn't.
froze
You
up.
really wasn't complaining. You really
Oh,
wasn't
no, you
complaining.
wasn't complaining at all.
The only
The
time we
only
really
complain
complained.
is when somebody else was sleeping too damn loud.
Yes.
Snoring.
Because you can hear it. You can hear them.
Yeah.
I said the only time we was really hot is when we went to damn Kuwait. When we landed in Kuwait on that damn tarmac, trying to get all that shit on that damn
Rotator.
Oh yeah.
If you ain't never done that shit before,
No,
if
I've
you
never
never
done
been on a super black tarmac, super black, trying to load up your damn luggage.
While
On
it's
this damn-
already 150 degrees outside.
Oh, no.
It's trying to
Yeah.
load your luggage up on this shit. We didn't have anybody to load out. We had to get out there on a working party and load our luggage up, put it on there so we can then wrap it so it can be wrapped so we can put it on the damn
Right.
C-130.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I think at that time I was skating because I don't remember doing.
You
all
was
of
skating.
that.
I remember that. I remember the past. You was
What-
skating. And I'm
what
not
were
gonna
y'all
lie to you, I was mad.
Rich and Jay, y'all were 07, right? 07, 08? Is that when y'all were
Yeah,
there?
this is 07.
Oh, 7.
Okay, so y'all what, E5s, E4s, E5s?
No,
What were y'all-
at that
E4.
time, yeah, I was E4. I was
Yeah, all of
E4.
us that hung together was E4s.
Dude. So okay, for the sake of Jay, right? You know, knowing you long, brother, I love you. What was the worst fucking thing y'all did, dude? Rich. I want to know.
Mm.
We don't have to go through everything. I want to know the best.
Because Rich was doing more shit than I was. I can
Yeah,
tell
I
you
was
that
doing.
was not.
I was doing a whole lot,
Rich
man. I
was out
did
there,
so
damn-
much.
Rich was
without
out there
listen-
wilding. I mean, I say
Look.
wilding. Rich was out there wilding.
So look,
He was
I
telling
don't-
us shit to do. Rich
I-
was
all right,
everybody
so-
knew Rich.
everybody on base
Everybody.
and off base.
Everybody knew Rich.
So I would say the most craziest thing. Actually, me and Jay, we were just talking about this the other day. The craziest thing that I did was when out in Djibouti. Actually, it was two things, but I'll tell you the more funniest one. So we was I had just got finished getting detained and everything like that. That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole other story. That shit was wild, but that's a whole other story.
That's a whole nother story. That was like step one to this story. So anyway, I wasn't cleared to travel to other countries because I didn't have my passport.
It's
So-
an outlaw.
Yeah, I didn't have my passport. So my LPO was like, all right, cool. What we're gonna do is, since you ain't got your passport, while we're waiting on your passport, you're gonna be the transportation guy to take people from here to the one down range that we can drive to. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get down there, pick up the guy, drop the other guy off, and on the way back, I mean, going there and back, you had to just drive through the desert. It was no streets. Right? Literally, like after you get past one certain point, you just have to follow the road. It wasn't even a road. It was like just the tire tracks.
Tire tracks.
Tire
yeah.
tracks through the sand. That was it. You had to just follow that for about a good, I don't know, hour or so. Like after a while, you don't see no type of civilization. You just see camels and camel spiders. That was it.
Yeah.
Fucking camels, Mike.
So I'm coming back, and as I come back to the regular roads, right there in front of the Djiboutian Army base, I think that's what it was, Djibouti Army base. I'm doing all of maybe about 80 down this street. The report says I was only doing 35. I'm doing all of 80 flying down the street, man. This guy out of nowhere decides to do a U-turn right in front of me. I had no time to stop. I hit this damn truck. The truck went spinning and it went flipping through the air, and all of the produce that was on the back of the truck just went everywhere. Now, before that happened, it was probably about 2 people on the street. When that truck landed, I swear it was at least about 500 people. And they were all trying to get the stuff that was on that truck.
Oh yeah.
It took all of 3 minutes to get everything off that truck and disappear. 5 minutes later, it was 2 people out there.
Like fucking ants, dude.
Man, that was the craziest thing, man. And then, like, after a while, people started, I guess after they put all of their stuff up, people started gathering back up. And it was just like me and 2 other military people, because we had 1 Marine and we had 1, my LPO was with me at that time too. So it was all 3 of us. And then they just start circling around us like, oh, y'all fucked up, y'all did this, y'all did that. And it's like, bro, just look, we in uniform right now. Please leave us the hell alone and let us try to solve this. And it wasn't stopping. The Djiboutian army people had to come off their campus and kind of like, hey, break it up, and all the other good stuff. Because they was literally about to try to. I don't think neither one of them was healthy enough to take us.
No.
But it definitely looked like they was trying to gather up on us.
Well, I got a question. So obviously you got questioned about this when you got back to base. How fast did you tell the freaking whoever the chief that you were going? How fast?
I told him I was doing like 30. Yep.
Oh, that's great, man.
I told him I was doing like 30. But the cool thing is, my LPO, he was there with me at that time. And so he vouched for me. So I was like, all right, cool. And he told me, he's like, bro, we can't tell him that we were speeding because we all going to be fucked.
Yeah.
But that was the wildest shit you've done.
What's the wildest shit Jay did, man?
No. So first of all, here's the first thing. Before Rich even thinks too hard about this shit.
Well, it's your fucking fault. You reminded me.
So listen to this. Let me explain something to you before Rich started lying. All right? Before Rich starts lying.
You know I don't lie, man. I don't lie.
I was the good boy because I was going to church.
Bullshit.
I was going to church a lot.
You know what? You was going to church to repent from your sins that you did all week long.
So I was the guy that was going to church all the time. So, they was influencing me to, you know what I'm saying? I was on a spiritual path. Yeah, I was on a spiritual path. Journey. There we go. I was on the spiritual journey when I went over to Djibouti. And then I met Rich in South Carolina doing the training that we was doing, and he automatically was the bad influence.
So like when the devil tempted Jesus, Rich tempted Jay.
You know what I mean? So that's what it was. I knew what I went to Djibouti so I can mature and save money and do everything like that. But then I met Rich, who was the head of the crew.
That's not true.
He was the head of the crew. He's the one who always got us he was the one who was knocking on clues and saying, hey, y'all ready to go?
Didn't you just say that you wasn't about to get on here and lie? You didn't want me to lie. Don't lie.
Dude, you're upset, bro. You're retired. You're retired.
He was the head of the crew, and he made sure he was the one who was always planning everything. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
He knew all the girls in the
that is true.
Dude,
he knew
you're
the places to go. We was going to
single.
people's houses. He was going to people's houses, eating food all the time.
Hey, we was welcoming to people's houses and everything.
Like Djiboutians?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
We would we would eat food there in our hands and all this other shit like that.
I got a question now.
Oh shit! Here we go.
As American ambassadors, right? Did y'all have to entertain the homeowners' daughters at all? Y'all got quiet quick. I asked a hard question, Rich.
Let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
So we had a boy. He left there. He was in love with it. I don't know if he was in love with this chick or whatever, but he came back just to see her. I forgot his name. I don't think he was our boy, but he wore glasses. He was like a nerdy type dude. He was weird. He really never went. I think he might have went out with us like once or twice, but he was real odd. He was odd as hell because we was out in town eating that
Peninsky's or whatever that.
No. We wasn't at. No, we didn't have money to go over there. We didn't never go to. No,
we stayed in the hood spots.
Yeah, we stayed in the hood spots. No, we was super hood. Like we stayed in the hood spots.
You gotta think, man. We were E4s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think, dude. You're from Detroit. He's from Atlanta. They hoods can't be as bad as y'all's.
Oh no, man!
I don't know, because it was this little boy that used to come around us all the time. We used to give him water and stuff like that. He was, running and do good shit for us. But we was eating at what's the place we used to get the wings at?
Don't get me lying. You just said you didn't want me to lie, so
we used to get wings from it's a famous place, but we used to get food there. We was coming out of there, and he was like, we just saw him. We was like, you left here like. So go, what the hell you doing back? Because I was staying at the Kapinski. I came here from a girl. I think I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna take her back with me. I'm like, you really fell in love with a prostitute?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I do remember now. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name.
I forgot his name. He was gone. He left there and he came back to visit. And I don't know, maybe they might have got married.
They did get married.
Was he an ET, dude? Was he an ET?
I don't know what the hell he was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was an ET, man. I hope he went no ET. That's bad.
I can't remember what he was, but I can tell you
I didn't get along with ETs, by the way.
So I did. I got along with ETs. I used to love.
I'll tell you. So look, I tell you, I already gave you a little bit about my background, right, from Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I started out as a radar ET. My first 4 years, I worked on the. I worked on the Spiz 67 and the Spiz 40 radars. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my first 4 years before I became an IT. Now, 18-year-old Rich walk inside the ship.
18-year-old. Hold on. We're going to put this like this. 18-year-old Detroit immature Rich.
Yes. Walk inside the shop and you being an ET, you know how y'all ETs are. Most of them are pretty, not all, but most of them are pretty like nerdy.
Oh, dude, okay? They play D&D in the fucking Ford Mustang.
Yes. So when I walk in, that's what I see. I see 3 guys playing D&D. I see another 2 guys over here on the TV. They playing Super Nintendo. Some other guys playing some shit with some cards or whatever. And this was my first day. So I'm like, it's not gonna be me. So from that day, I only had one other person that I can relate to, but I really couldn't relate to him because he was a drunk. He just, and at this time I wasn't drinking legally. Right. I was 18.
Right.
So, but when I come in,
I know you could drink. Because when you was drinking?
Oh, by that time I was like 24, 25. Yeah.
He was a pro.
But yeah, so he was the only person that I could relate to that was a normal person. And for that first 4 years, I was just like, I got to get out of here. So I started hanging out more and more into the IT shop. And that ended up getting me to be in a comms IT. I started working on the UHF pipeline, the Whiskey 3s.
That's what I did. Yeah.
The Whiskey 3s, the OE82s and stuff like that. And then from there, that's when I went ahead. Back then, that's when they did the direct conversion. So basically, you just put in a request to convert, but then you had to do like OJT, some amount of hours and stuff like that. But since I was already in radio damn near all day long because I really didn't want to be inside.
And you had the ASVAB scores. You had the ASVAB scores. Yeah. You were an EP and you worked on the shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was an easy transition, but I had to get the hell up out of that shop, man.
Bro, I tell you what, that's funny. That's funny because I was an OEA2 guy and a UHF dude, and that's how I became tight with ITs.
Okay.
Radioman back then, back in my day, right?
Yeah.
And because I worked on it so much that they started calling me for everything. Mm-hmm. Personally, right? Is Britt there? Is Britt there? Is Britt there? And that's how I became tight with ITs. And dude, when I went drinking with them crazy bastards.
Oh yeah. That's why I liked it, man. They were nerds, but they were like,
they weren't nerds though. They were smart guys, but you would never know them to be nerds. They
would never know
outlaws. I never knew if I was gonna make it back in one piece. I guess that's why I liked it, because it was kind of that air of mystery. Like, am I going to survive or not?
Mm.
It was like a mystery, man. So it was kind of like, it was always like a crapshoot every time I went out with him. You never knew what was going to freaking happen. And I mean, I ain't talking about the E5 and below. I'm talking about Master Chiefs too.
The ones that
I'm talking about the senior listed motherfucker. Them dude, you're supposed to be able. Nah, those guys are just as crazy as the rest of them.
Oh yeah. They just got a little bit smarter than
and they got more money.
Yeah.
And they got more money to freaking, hey, Rick, come here, I'll buy you a drink. Let's do it, bro. Yeah, so I became tight with them, especially on my first ship, because I was really a radio dude on my first ship. Yeah, I love the radio.
So I think let's see, my first ship. Yeah, I was on the LPD. So the crew there, without the Marines, it was only like maybe 300 of us. So we was all close anyway. But then when the Marines came on, shit, man, we went from 300 to 1,200.
Yeah, with the Marines.
Listen. That 1 year, what year was this? Shit. The year that Saddam Hussein got captured.
2003?
Yes, that year. So, funny story. We left Norfolk with the intentions on 6-month deployment. We had Liberty ports scheduled. It was about a good 7-8 Liberty ports and everything like that. So, we got over to the Arabian Gulf. And, we dropped off the Marines and everything. We babysitting the little stuff that's over there, the oil rigs and everything. And they was only supposed to be out for 6 weeks.
Right.
6 weeks turned into 4 months of us just sitting there. Now, with that being said, our deployment went from 6 months to 9 months. We literally we went to Rota just to refuel and everything like that. And then from Rota, we went straight to the Arabian Gulf. Yep. No Liberty ports, no nothing. We dropped them off and we hung out. It was because of the situation that was going on. Yeah. All the Liberty ports got canceled. But on the way back home, like after we got the Marines back on board, and the captain came over to one of them. He was like, all right, cool. We've been at sea. At this time, we was at sea for over 100 days. So it's like, all right, cool. We've been at sea. They approved us to stop inside. It's somewhere in Italy. It's like Civitavecchia or something like that.
Yeah. I know. I've been there. I know you're talking about. Yeah. I think you said it right too. Maybe. Civitavecchia. Yeah.
We got there, and we was only there for 17 hours.
Oh, just to refuel or what?
No, we got kicked out.
Because raising hell?
Yes. The Marines, that was their first Liberty port in a long time. Well, that was all of our first Liberty port, but these guys, they was out there doing the dirty stuff.
Yeah.
And man, they got out there acting crazy. They started fighting any and everybody that didn't look American.
Really?
Any and everybody. Like it was crazy. So it got to the point.
The Marines did this.
Yeah, the Marines.
Who the fuck you think did it, Jay? Of course the Marines did that shit.
This was strictly Marines. It was no Navy people involved at all.
I think you're lying. You're not gonna
bullshit.
Put
you know what? What they did was everybody that had a brown skin, they were ready to fight, dude. That's what it was. They didn't deprogram them crazy bastards before they put them on land.
They didn't. Listen, 17 hours and we was in sea and anchor detail.
Run y'all's ass off, dude. Damn.
17 hours and we was in sea and anchor detail. And the XOT came over to one of them. She was like, fuck y'all. We ain't doing that shit no more. Y'all really embarrassed us.
Fuck y'all.
I think that y'all did some shit. It wasn't just Marines. You can't just blame.
Bro, dude, they can tear up a whole freaking city, bro. You know that. You were part of that shit.
You were part of that. Don't look. You probably wasn't part of the church at that time. Remember, you got into church a little bit afterwards when you got into the Navy.
What year was that, Rich?
Nah, this was 2003.
Oh
yeah. Didn't you say you joined the Navy in 2003?
I was wild as shit. I was in DC. I was wild as fuck in 2003. buck wild in 2003. I really didn't give a damn. I was just, like I said, I just got out of jail. I was in the Navy. Shit happened, or things like that. So no, but I still think that we could tear up some shit. I've tore up Singapore. I've tore up
Hong Kong.
Yes.
See, I never did West Coast.
Yes,
Patio Beach. You tear up Patio Beach.
Shit, yes.
Yeah, I know. Because just pay them. They don't care if you tear it up. Just give them money.
Damn, girl.
Damn, I didn't even think about that one. That was a good one. That right there, that was a tear up.
I've been in there with about 400 Marines. Those guys can do some damage, dude.
Where is this?
Patio Beach, Thailand. Yeah.
Thailand was like, we tore some shit. When I say we tore some shit up, I don't think we could ever go back there. Like, they would know our face.
No, dude, I think what Thailand does, bro, they put up shit that y'all can tear up. So they don't, it ain't worth much because they know y'all are coming. They just throw shit up.
They coming.
Yeah, they put some shit up. I just don't mean nothing. The Marines can tear this up.
And I had just turned 21. So I was like legal. And I was
Buck wild.
I was so fucked up during that time period. But that was neither here nor there. That was that back then. We're not gonna talk about me. We're gonna talk about Rich.
I was on Rich. Hey, Rich. So when's you retire, brother?
April 30th. So coming up of last year.
Okay, so you retired. Okay, you retired a few months after I did. So how many years? 20 and some change, right?
Yeah, 20 and some change.
Now,
actually, to be actually, it was 20 years, 6 months, 7 days, and approximately 16 hours. If you want to go all the way to 11:59.
That's when. Hey, that's the right way to do it. That's when you retire. 11:59. But bro, I got curious because you did a lifetime of service just like me and Jay did, man. I mean, you spent a lot of time institutionalized almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did it fuck with your head at all? Because it fucked with my head, it fucked with Jay's head. Did it fuck with your head?
Which part? Get out or staying in?
No, getting out, then retiring, and you wake up and there's nothing left to fucking do, man. And then you get up and dude, where I go.
So tell us about that first day, that very first day of actually retiring and not having to worry about shit. Tell us what you did that very first day, because you had a job before you got out. So that very first day.
No. I didn't start working until 3 days after my retirement date.
So that means that first day, it had to be a wild out day because you already knew that they couldn't do shit to you. You already know that shit.
Actually, my wilding out started 6 months prior to that.
Okay.
Because I did SkillBridge.
Okay.
So y'all familiar with SkillBridge? Obviously.
I know. I didn't do it, but I know what it is. Yeah.
I did SkillBridge. So, yeah.
So my wilding out started November 1st because I flew back from Bahrain. I want to say it was either October 31st or November 1st, but whatever that first day back, that's when my wilding out started. And honestly, first thing I did was smoke a blunt. That was the very first thing.
So,
but I know he was wilding out because I saw it on Facebook. I'm gonna be in Detroit. Hey, we gotta get up. I'm gonna be in Detroit. We gotta get up. He was in Detroit. I think he was in Detroit. He probably was in Detroit more than I was at home. Than he was at home.
Yep.
Now, where are you living now? If you don't let me ask.
Jacksonville.
Nice. Florida. Nice, good for you. But did the absence of that mission that we're used to, did it fuck with your psyche at all?
Yeah, actually, it's actually still bothering me. Right. To this day, it still does. And that's mainly like I was just telling my girl. It's mainly because of that sense of brotherhood. That sense of, what I'm saying, I can go to work and we have a lot of shit in common. But like when I got out, it was more so I ain't got nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like honestly, like I was just stripped of everything that I once knew, and I'm starting my whole life all over again. Even though I still knew people, but I didn't feel like that. I didn't feel like I knew people. I just felt like I'm in this world. And
you felt alone, right? Alone.
Oh yeah. Because in the military, when you get to your first duty station, second duty station, whatever like that, you automatically meet people and automatically bond from the jump.
Yeah,
I think right, especially if you're like a first class or above.
Yeah, you when you're first class and you go to a duty station,
Right.
you bond so hard with people.
You
no,
do.
it's not even first class, honestly, because you forgot about the E4 Mafia. Like,
Oh yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
so like
But
it's just whenever you transfer in general, you get there. As soon as you get there, you got the NDOC, so you meet people that is just now checking in with you, and you know, a lot of friendships start right then and there because both y'all are all brand new.
That E4 Mafia is kind of new to me still because I remember because Rich, you have a few years less than I did. You came in after I did. What years you come in?
01.
01. I came in 95. I'm an old fucker, right? So the E4 Mafia became a thing when I was like an E6. Then you started hearing about the E4 Mafia, right? It became a thing, right? Everybody heard about it. They talked about it, right? So I forget about the E4 Mafia, but yeah, definitely. When you go to NDOC and the E4, E5, because there was E5 Mafia too.
Yeah.
They kind of like almost collect their own when you come to a new command. They try to like,
come on, let me show you the ropes.
Give you your own introduction or induction or whatever it is, you know. You're right. You definitely. But I know as an E6, when I went to new command, the class mess, right? And they would be like, oh, okay, another dude paying member, bring his ass on, right? And, you know, and it goes from there. Chiefs, you know, it goes from there. But but when you get out in the civilian world, you feel like you're the only guy or gal, if you will. And it's tough, man. You feel like you're the only one. But I noticed, like, at the job I'm in now, when I go to the field, because I work with an electrician. I work in the office, but there's field electricians, you know, that for the contracting company. And there's always, like, either retired military or ex-military, you know, vets that did their time and got out. They attract to you, man.
They do.
When they find out that you're former military, they like want to talk to you. At least, even if it ain't about the work, they want bullshit about the good old days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you ever been here? You ever been there? Or you remember, you know, especially if you find somebody in the same branch. Oh my God, that's even.
Oh,
you know this guy? You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know why people feel like
you know everybody,
Navy, so you know everybody.
Everybody, you're like,
you're right. Yeah.
I had a friend because I got a guy that was in the Navy in my office, and he's a project manager, and he was in the Navy back like his back in the day Navy shit is like back in the day. Like, he has a black and white picture of him
back in the
Navy.
You can smoke dope in the Navy.
Right. So he has that type of picture. And he was like, yeah, I was on a ship this way. I'm like, listen, I tell everybody before anything happens, you want to talk about ship life and all this shit like that. I've never been on a ship. Only time I've ever been on a ship was when I was in the Marines. And they was taking us from one place to the next. I've never been on the ship.
Yeah.
And that really
I've been on 5 of them bastards, dude. I've been on a few of them, and that was my favorite part, honestly. It sucked.
I've only been on 2.
Yeah, but it sucked. But you kind of miss it after you're gone.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I found myself doing that. So I was on the USS Austin LPD-4.
Yep.
And then after that, I did short duty, but then I went on to the USS Robert G. Bradley, FFG 49.
Forever freaking gone, dude.
Forever gone.
Yeah, I did come to frigate. Yeah. So
which one?
The DeWert out of Bayport.
Yeah, you was right there. Yeah. You was right there next to me then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I recognize the name.
I think we were sister ships with the Clackering.
Okay. Now listen, Rich, you have to understand. Heath was doing this decommission and all this other shit back in the 90s.
Dude, 2014.
No. all of the frigates decomped around the same time.
Yeah.
So like, and that was, but Jay, you ain't got much room to talk, man. You was around that. You was around that same.
It's like a year younger than me, man. You're a year younger than me, bro.
I was in the Marines in '96, but I didn't decom ships and all this other shit. Like,
I decom like 2 or 3 of them bastards, dude.
I was the first. I was the first platoon to go through the Crucible, but
oh wow.
And they experimented on us like a motherfucker. Like, we walked so many miles. We damn ate. So when I went through the Crucible is 3 days. If anybody doesn't know, the Crucible is a 3-day war. At the end of boot camp. So we spend 3 days out in the field. We hump to a area and we do a whole bunch of activities, and then we hump back.
Oh, it's
Oh,
like
we did-
walk.
we
It's like
did some-
walk day. It's like
Yeah,
walk
we
day.
did something like that.
Yeah, but while we're
For
out
like
there, we're,
one day.
yeah, but while we're out there, we're humping. So we're like, and we don't get that much sleep. So during the
Oh,
three,
you know,
3
that's
days,
like
we
our
get
battle
4
stations, Heath.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
y'all.
exactly.
So for
It was
those
like-
3 days, we only got 4 hours of sleep.
It felt
those
like
3 days.
shellback ceremony, Jay.
Yes, that's
Same.
yeah. That's
Same.
I've seen the
Same.
show back when I was. In
I was about to say,
Marines.
you can't say you a shellback because you never on a ship.
Nah.
No. Well, I
No,
was on the
fucking-
ship when I saw the shellback shit. They asked if we wanted to participate, but we were Marines. We was like, no, we're not doing that shit. We'll beat y'all ass if you hit us with a damn
Slimy
five-axe.
ass wog, dude.
Right, I'm not doing that shit. We had one Marine that did it, and afterwards, she was like, "Y'all should have done that shit. That shit was fun as fuck." I'm like, I'm 19-year-old Jay. I'm still hoodish Jay, and I'm not letting nobody do shit to me that I don't want them to do to me, Jay. So
I did it. I did it.
I did that shit
Actually,
in 98. 98,
I-
baby.
I
that shit
had
had to
to.
be harder than '98.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't shit.
it was a lot harder than what it is now. Now it's
Oh.
watered down, like
I quit doing
severely
it.
watered down.
I quit doing it because it was so. It was just, I had other shit to do. Not that I didn't care. I wasn't pissed off. I got work to do. I ain't got time. But the last shellback ceremony I went through, I actually played Davy Jones.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty cool. And the old Master Chief was Neptunus Rex, and I was sitting next to him, and I was still a young. I mean, not a chief for not very long. I was chief for a couple of years. So it was a pretty cool deal, man. I enjoyed it.
It was only 2 parts of the shellback that they literally had to force me to do, and I'm sure you know one of them was taking that fucking cherry out of Big Baby's belly button.
That fat fucking chief, dude.
Fuck, man. Like when I got to that part, he was like, "All right, come on," I'm like, "No," because like you said, Jay, I was still at that time. I was like 19, 20 years old. Nah, bro,
Right.
I'm not putting my fucking face.
I bit that motherfucker, dude. When I went through it, I bit that son of a bitch. I was stupid.
That-
I didn't give a fuck.
And they ended up, because he told what he did was he tricked me. And I was so pissed off at this damn chief after that. Like, I never talked to this dude again because, like, he's like, all right, cool. Well, you don't have to put your face in here. Just grab the damn gone cherry out. So I went to reach in and he just grabbed my fucking face. I said, okay. So now I got peanut butter and fucking shit all over my face. But the second part that I didn't want to do is the one right after that where you're supposed to cleanse yourself.
Yeah, go through the
Jump-
old dirty
jump-
water.
Jump into the ocean. I wasn't jumping in that fucking ocean. Fuck no.
We had a big trough, dude, because we were in a carrier. I
was on the frigate, so the only thing they did, not the frigate, I'm sorry, I was on the LPD, so the only
they
thing they did
dipped
was
the
deballast.
stern gate. Yeah,
Man, listen. After I realized, because that little tunnel is full of fucking just food and shit
it's
like
dirty,
that.
dirty. Dude.
You jumping inside that ocean, you feeding the fucking fish. And nobody thought about that. Like, nobody. They're like, yeah, you got to jump in the ocean. I said, I'm not jumping in there. I'm not trying to become fish food. But it was like a lot of people out there. But I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Then they was like, then they try to play, oh, well, what you don't know how to swim. No, it's not because I don't know how to swim.
They pulled
because-
the black card.
Yeah,
They
they
pulled the
pulled the
black
black
card.
They pulled the
Yeah,
black card.
they're
Definitely
like,
pulled
oh,
the black card.
you don't know how to swim. I'm like, no, it's not because I don't know how to swim. I know how to swim, damn it.
Dude, I'm sorry, bro, but that's how it
And
is, bro.
that's how they got me to jump in there because I had to prove a point that I knew how to swim.
Dude, they freaking tricked you, man.
They pulled that black card
That's
quick.
dirty,
You know, so
that's
you know,
dirty,
that's what the fuck it is.
So you don't know how to swim. That's what it is. How tell Austin Davis you don't know how to swim? I'm like, no, I know how to swim. All right, well, just show it then. Man, fuck
That's
y'all.
your ass.
And I jump right on it.
That's your ass. Yep. Yeah, that's how they get
So you did the whole ceremony against your will.
The whole ceremony was against my will.
So
Oh,
no, we've been on here for a minute.
yeah.
You got any, Rich? You got any advice for people that's actually getting out about going to the VA and getting all your stuff done so you can get your 100% and things like that? Because I know there's a lot of people out here that's getting only like 70% here or 50% and all that shit like that. So you said you got 100, right?
Yeah, I got 100
So
right off the bat.
So you got 100 off the bat. I got 100 off the bat. He got 100 off the bat. Just what was your experience like to do the actual VA process to get that 100%?
So, being that I was in Bahrain for my last couple of years, it was actually it was it was easy as long as I was there. But when I got back here and I still had those appointments to do, that's when it was hard because in Bahrain they have a dedicated to the sailors, they have a dedicated place where, you know what I'm saying, you go. You say, hey, you know, I'm getting down, need to start processing or whatever. Boom. You go and you speak to people at that one place. And it's never a wait. You know what I'm saying? You probably have like a 3-4 day wait or whatever, depending on your schedule. But when I got back here to the States, the problem was scheduling and trying to get to certain places. Cause like when I got back, I had to go to like honestly like 5 different places.
Yeah.
Like coming from Jacksonville, they sent me over to Pensacola for one day. They sent me down to Gainesville. So like I had to travel to these appointments. And so my recommendation to those that's getting out, plan ahead. Try to whatever's wrong with you, don't be scared to go to the doctor to go and see what's wrong. A lot of people, they fear going to the doctor, and I was one of them. Feared going to the doctor while active duty because you're scared that you're going to get kicked out, or you're scared that you're going to get medical discharge or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was threatened with medical discharge back in 2014 when I had my back surgery, and they was like, oh, well, you get waived from one more PRT, we're going to have to put you in front of the board. So therefore, what did I do? I did the whole complete opposite. I stopped going to medical.
Yeah.
And I just literally fought through the pain just so I can stay in the Navy. But that obviously wasn't the right thing to do. But you know what I'm saying? What I'm telling everybody is don't be scared to go to medical. Don't be afraid. Just go. And whatever, because at the end of the day, you know, we all know now that we out, life still goes on. And all of those medical issues that you had in the military, if you don't get them checked out, you still have those problems. The minute you get that DD-214, you still have those problems.
You're damn right. And Rich 100% on, man.
The thing is, now medical ain't free.
That's not important.
Now that we out here in the real world, medical is not free anymore. Yeah, you got to pay for that stuff. And like I said, just be on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you go to medical. I don't give a fuck if you got a fucking dry patch of skin on your face. Go see the dermatologist for that. You know what I'm saying? But that's my advice.
No, you made a good point, Rich, because here's the deal. When you're in the States, and you talked about the change when you come from Bahrain to the States, when you're in the States and they give you an appointment, make that damn appointment. Do everything in your power to not have to reschedule that, because the quicker you get these appointments done, the quicker you get your rating, the quicker you get your benefits.
Yep,
exactly.
And it took me a couple of months to get mine, actually, my ratings, because let's see, I got out. My last official paycheck was the April 30th paycheck, which I didn't even get because they held that paycheck for audited purposes. So I didn't even get that paycheck. But my first VA paycheck, I didn't get that until December.
Yeah.
So from April to December, I was literally trying to trying to find a job, because the job that I did have back in May, that only lasted for 1 month. Because I didn't like the people that I was working with, and so I was like, "Fuck it," I quit. But after that, just trying to find a job to supplement the money or whatever, you know, to pay bills. I got a family, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that little retirement paycheck, that 50% paycheck, that wasn't covering it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of that was because, like I said, I missed a couple of appointments, so they had to reschedule it for later on, and then it was just a whole bunch. So, like you said, make those appointments.
Right. And I like that you said if you even have a little rash on your head, go see the dermatologist. I'm gonna tell you what, I got disability for a scar. I tripped. Look, full disclosure, I wasn't even going to go for the disability thing until I had a minor stroke before I retired. Right?
What?
It was meant.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because I'm on blood thinners because I have my blood clots faster than it should or whatever. But then I was like, you know what? It ain't about you at 40. It's about you at 65, 70.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I have a scar because when I was running, I tripped and I had to get like 16 stitches on my forearm. That was a disability rating. That was 10%.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So every little bit counts, man, because I think the Navy or whatever service you're in, the military is taken from you for 20 plus years or whatever it is. Even if it's 6 years, you're still eligible to get disability. They're taken from you. And if you've hurt yourself in that time, I'm not advocating lying, but if you hurt yourself in those years you were in, you know, you got yours coming. You deserve it too. Because after you get out, it's hard as hell to get it.
Especially mental. So
Yes.
the PTSDs, the depression, the anxiety, all that shit like that. When you're in, you don't really want to say anything about it, but say something.
Say
I'm telling you
something.
now. If anybody knows me real well, knows that I'm an advocate for mental health. I mean, knows that I'm a huge advocate for mental health. So go out there, get the things that you need to get done, because the people that you see on the streets, the vets that you see on the streets, and you wonder like what's going on with them, why didn't they get this mental health stuff like that? Because they was worried about getting kicked out. They was definitely worried about getting kicked out because of PTSD or depression or anxiety or anything like that. And they never wanted to say anything. So they still dealing with it in their 60s and their 70s, and they're on the street and they're talking to themselves and all that stuff like that. If you can go ahead and get the help while you're in, go ahead and talk to a psychiatrist, talk to a psychologist, things like that. I did it. So if you can get that help while you're in, get that help while you're in. They're not going to kick you out because you're getting that help. So go out there and get that help for that anxiety, because anxiety is big. Anxiety is something that will cripple you.
They literally gave me 70% for anxiety.
Yeah,
anxiety and depression.
I got 50.
Yeah, it will be something that cripples you. When I say it cripples you, anxiety is huge. People don't.
You know what? I'm glad you guys are talking about this, because you know what? And I'm not getting on my racial soapbox, but Black men have a problem talking about their feelings.
Yes,
it's true.
Especially depression, anxiety, things like that. We don't talk about it,
and I don't think it's just
to do anything.
I don't think it's just Black men. I think like where I'm from in the South, people don't. You just go to church, pray on it, and you carry on with freaking life, right?
But you know what though? That's also because of the times that we grew up in. We grew up that men are supposed to be strong. Right. We're not supposed to show feelings.
We're not supposed to cry.
We're not supposed to cry. Like that. But now as we are older now, like you said, we still feeling that. We shouldn't be thinking about the 40s. We should be thinking about the 65s, the 70s, and stuff like that. Like when we are that age, because if we don't get that stuff fixed now, we still gonna be dealing with that, and it's gonna be a lot harder as we get older to deal with.
It is
right. I'm gonna tell you what, gentlemen, your health is not like wine; it don't get better with age.
No,
so
it definitely gets worse.
Definitely.
It definitely gets worse. A lot of people have childhood trauma that they never dealt with, so they get into the military and then they still don't deal with it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you now. Listen,
that makes them some angry sons of bitches. I mean, really.
I'm telling you. You can ask Rich. And when I was in Djibouti.
That's the reason why Jay was banging on breakfast. That's the reason why he was banging on breakfast. That's where we got the saying from, actually.
That's what
he would be pissed off at 7:30 in the morning. It's like, bro, we literally just woke up. Like, what are you mad about?
So we had a bus. We had a bus that took us from the Clues up to the top, because it was like it's still a long way. You got the rocks and all that shit like that. So
y'all had a bus.
So you had a car, but
I have my old car.
So we all met up. I'm angry as shit I'm just sitting for no reason. For no reason. I'm just sitting there angry as shit. They like, what the hell's wrong with you? Fuck this shit, man. I don't want this hot as hell outside. They got me going to work and shit early in the morning, all this. So they called it. They was like, "Oh, Jay banging at breakfast." This is some bullshit.
Dude, I was the same. I was the same freaking way, dude. I had a lot to deal with as a young, young man.
Yeah, so you have that trauma from your youth. Now, I'm not trying to sit here and say that I had the worst damn upbringing. My mom did everything she could to make sure I was good. You know what I'm saying? She did. She worked however many jobs she worked. She made sure that I was good. I love my mom for that shit. She made sure that I was good. My mom was always there. She sacrificed so much shit for me. But at the same time, we didn't live the greatest life. You know what I'm saying? We did. So the trauma and things that happened to me, and I can admit this on the first time anybody probably hear this, I got sexually assaulted when I was young. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I got sexually assaulted by a family member. So
if that shit if shit don't carry on to your adulthood,
yeah. So you know what I mean? You have these problems that you do that's out there that you definitely need to talk to someone about. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna carry that shit on to your 60s and 70s, and it's not gonna work out for you. I can tell you now, part of my divorce was part of me.
Yeah.
It was part of me. Part of my, I can tell you now, probably 60% of my divorce was me because of my attitude. So I can sit here and admit that shit. That because of my attitude, 60% of my divorce was me. Because of that shit. But now that I've gotten that help, you know what I mean, going to the counselors and shit like that, it's different. But if you don't go to counselors and get that shit fixed, you're gonna live a miserable life. You're going to live. You might think that you're happy, and you might think that I don't give a fuck this and that. But at the end of the day, you're living a miserable life because you're not living your greatest. You're not living your best life. You're not living your best life. You're not living in a way that you're not worried or stressed about shit because you're sitting there and being angry all the time about just people saying just regular shit to you. Like people just say hey to you, be like, what the fuck is so? Oh, you say good morning. What's the fuck so good about the morning?
What's so good about this morning? Shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that was me. You asked Rich.
I was about to say that was you.
Me. That was me all the way around. I've changed so much. And that was me all the way around. We'll come out, they'll be like, what's going on, Jay? What's good morning? I'll be like, what the fuck is so good about the goddamn morning? I had to get up. It's hot as fuck out here. I gotta walk to this motherfucker. The damn bus ain't on time. What kind of bullshit is this? That guy's bullshit at breakfast. I gotta go here. That go to my, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, okay. I don't even know how they really, in actuality, I don't even know why they even hung out with me. No lie. The friends that I have, I don't even realize why they were even my friends because I was so fucking mean. Because I didn't deal with the trauma.
Shit.
Dude, we're only here for a short time, bro. It's good
right.
to live the best you can while you're here, right?
I didn't deal with the trauma from my childhood. I didn't deal with the trauma from being in the Marines. I didn't deal with any trauma. I just held that shit in. And I was mean as fuck.
Heath, I got a question.
Yeah, bro.
You real quick. All right. This just going back to piggybacking off what Jay said. But if you can go somewhere, right? And you can make your own breakfast, however you want. Breakfast to breakfast to order, however you want.
Where are we going with this shit? Where are we going with this shit, Rich?
You know where I'm going with it.
Where are we going with this shit, Rich?
If you can get the eggs how you wanted it, we ain't talking about powder days. We're talking about they taking the eggs out the crate,
cracking them
in front of you and stirring it up and mixing whatever you want. You want an omelet, you want sunny side up, you want fried hard, however you want. How can you be mad at that?
Yeah, bro. I don't know how they did it. That's a good fucking breakfast, you know. But dude,
I've been mad at that.
When he said that, Rich, I was thinking, damn, Djibouti had a good fucking breakfast. What's he talking about?
Hell yeah, the defect was fucking awesome.
It was on point, dude.
You go in there and the lines wasn't that long, especially by the time we had to go to work. So we went a little bit early, but the lines wasn't long.
That's just some bitch is just looking for something to be pissed off about.
That was him. Just waking up, just mad. I don't like the way that he cracked my eggs. Like, so what, motherfucker? You still getting your shit scrambled the way you want it.
And you're a fucking E4, dude. Only Master Chiefs get that shit.
So I can tell you now. The people
we had free ice cream.
I appreciate, and I love every single person that was in Djibouti with. You know why? Because number one, especially Rich.
Your bullshit.
especially Rich. I can tell you this shit much now. I'm gonna say this shit. I really appreciate your ass, Rich, because you never fucking walked on eggshells around me. You didn't give a fuck if I was pissed. You didn't care what my attitude was, any of that shit. You was always there for me, and you didn't give a fuck. Like, you still talk. I could be mad as shit. You be like, I don't give a fuck about all that shit. So what we doing this way?
So what we doing later on?
Right, that's what it was. Then I can be like, fuck you, Rich, all that shit. He'd be like, anyway.
Right.
So what we doing later on? So I'm not gonna lie to you. I love you, Death Bro. I really appreciate you
Much respect,
fucking being there for me during that time period, and you were one of the people that helped change me to a better man.
You know why he was like that? Because he'd been to a ship. He see how the eggs really get done.
I don't know how the fucking eggs really get on the damn ship.
Like, listen, man. When I got to Djibouti, man, and we got to that DFAC, I was like, what? You mean tell me I can get my breakfast cooked right in front of me, like with real food? Oh, wait, over there in that little freezer, they had Snickers ice cream bars.
Yeah, dude.
Who the fuck? Hell, I was living in heaven.
And I'm on an IA and I can still drink beer.
Nah, I wasn't drinking beer. I was.
I know.
You know what's funny?
We did drink some beer. We had we used to come from out of town, come back in, and get those big ass.
I never got those tickets. I never signed up to get those tickets. If I drank beer, it's because it was one of y'all's. I never got
was there, dude, they stamped your hand, dude. When I was there, they stamped your hand.
No, we had cards. We had cards.
I'd lick my fingers and wipe that fucking stamp off and like, hey.
So you were the reason why they started giving out the cards and shit, because they was licking them shit off. So you're the reason why we started getting cards.
2014, dude. 2014. I was there after y'all.
Oh yeah, that was way after that.
Yeah, dude.
They changed a lot too.
Yeah, 2014. All that shit has changed because we didn't have a soccer day.
Well, Jamie went later in 16, and now they went back to the cars because some MAs got fucked up and wrecked in fucking town and shit, and fucked everything up for everybody. Of course,
I know that they still are showing my accident as part of the
training.
As part of the training for the because literally the next week after that was my my EMI. My EMI was I had to train people how to drive a stick shift and train them how to drive in Djibouti, right? But they utilized my pictures from the accident in the training situation. In the training, like on the training PowerPoint, my pictures were the ones. If they spoke about an accident, I forgot around because that was a long time ago. But those were my pictures from my accident. I was even in one of them too. That's crazy.
Oh God! We can literally be on this show for 2 to 3 hours talking about all the shit that we did in Djibouti, and we was only in that motherfucker for 9 months, 8 months.
I think we lost Heath. Are you frozen?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Yeah. But
anyway, so
I literally changed the culture there.
You did
in Djibouti.
You did.
I remember going out in town and everybody out there knew me. Hey, actually, what happened was there was a guy, my predecessor. You probably know him, Bristow.
Yeah, Bristow. Yeah, I remember Bristow.
Okay, so I can't really speak too much because obviously he's still active duty. But
I didn't know that shit.
Oh yeah, he's a commander now. He went.
I know he went off. I remember that.
After he made chief, he made chief, and then he got picked up for LDO, and yeah, I think he's a commander now. Yeah, me and Bristow was out there in Bahrain together too. But yeah, I changed the culture after Bristow because actually I was Bristow's replacement in Ethiopia too. So, and honestly, trying to follow in his footsteps was hard. Bristow did a lot of stuff for the community.
Yeah, Bristow, that damn the orphanage and all that shit like that. He made us go to the orphanage.
He did a lot of stuff for the community.
The basketball court.
Even in Ethiopia, I relieved him out there. And everybody, when I got out there, everybody was like, Bristol, where is he? Where is he? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it ain't no damn Bristol no more. God damn it. No, actually, it wasn't Bristol. To them, it was Hakeem.
Hakeem.
It ain't no Hakeem no more. It's Rich. God damn
Yeah, I
it.
remember.
And
Yeah.
everybody started calling me Hoptish because Hoptish is Rich and Amaric.
Yeah, I remember going to the Hoptish. They was always talking about them Hakeem. Oh, where's Hakeem at? Like that motherfucker gone. Like let's just
like he's gone.
Like we came here we're gonna do what he was doing. I don't know if we're gonna do it as well as he did the shit, I guess, because they definitely didn't want us to be there because it was like, oh, where the hell is Hakeem at?
Where's Hakeem at?
Hakeem ass ain't here, but we come to see the offerings and we come to help out. We want to do some shit for y'all. Can we do
like apparently Hakeem had to hook up like how I had to hook up with the cars.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, you ain't supposed to go out in town by yourself, but I had to hook up at the motor pool. You were supposed to go out with a Liberty Buddy. You remember? If you,
I know that, but you might tell a story about you going out of town by yourself.
Yeah, I've been out of town by myself a lot of times.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I done had a lot of liberties by myself.
Now it makes sense.
That's why they changed the culture.
Makes sense. Now everything actually makes sense. What the fuck Rich at? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. That's because all right, so let me tell you how I got the hookup. All right. So the lady that was at the motor pool that was in charge of the cars, she knew that I was going back to Virginia. So she was working over there, and apparently she had a tenant that was at her house or whatever that wasn't doing something or whatever. So she wanted me to go by her house when I got back. She wanted me to go by her house and make sure that her house was good. She even gave me the keys, her copy of her keys to her house, so I can go out there. I think she lived in like Newport News or something like that. So I was like, all right, cool. But since I'm doing something for you, I'm gonna need my own car. Like I'm gonna need my own car. So yeah, she literally gave me. That's why I always had a car. I never had to fight for a car or anything like that. Now, when you got a car, you can easily just drive off base.
Mm-hmm.
You could just say that you going out on a mission or something like that, or you're going to go pick somebody up or anything. You could just and the Marines you had already know we had the Marines locked in.
Yeah,
we had them locked in. So
I had them motherfuckers locked in because I knew the Marines.
Yeah, so it was too easy to just what I'm saying. On the way out, I'll probably stop off, say what's up to them on the way out the gate. On the way back, whoever was there, more than likely, I was bringing them something. Now it was one time I didn't even come back. I stayed out all night with the car. Now that one was scary because what had happened was I had way too much fun and I ended up falling asleep. Normally I'd take me a little nap, then I get my ass together and get back to the base. This time I woke up, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I remember that shit.
I
remember your ass.
Oh nah, I'm not going back. I'm not putting myself in trouble. And that was one of the days where the next morning we didn't have to go to work until like 10 or 12 or something, like whatever the late schedule was.
Right.
So I just stayed out all night, and then like 8 o'clock in the morning, come on base. Like it was nothing. Came on base, went out there and back to the crew, changed, took a shower and changed, and got to work. I was at work like it was nothing.
Okay. we're not about to give out all our damn secrets and all the shit we did in Nasty Booty. But this was a very educational podcast. His power went out. So he had to hop off and everything like that. But we've been on this motherfucker for an hour and 40 minutes. That show's an hour. But our next show, we're gonna have a guest. We just wanted to do something different this show, talk about our experiences, tell some stories, asking people how to show some people how to get the VA benefits, things like that. Y'all can always hit me up. I got 100%. So y'all can always hit me up. I ain't getting paid for it yet, but I got 100%. So y'all can always hit me up and see how I got the 100%, things like that. If you want anything, I got another homeboy that I went to high school with. He has 100% and he has disability. I'm trying to get him on one time so he can tell you about all the free benefits and things like that he can help you out with, because he doesn't charge all that good stuff like that. So
it's a lot of good stuff out there too.
It is. And
I got so much stuff that I could share, like you said, but we trying to cut the show. But I got a whole lot of stuff that I could share that I found out within these last couple of months.
Yeah, so he tells me a whole bunch of stuff. So if y'all have any questions, you can hit either one of us up in our DMs and stuff like that. And then also make sure you stay tuned to our podcast. Me and Rich have a podcast called Game Recognized Game. We do relationship podcasts. We haven't really talked about what our next topic is going to be. We were supposed to have one last week because I do one the after show. We didn't have it last week. It was supposed to be about cheating, but we didn't get to have it. But our next show for Game Recognized Game is this Thursday. Me and Rich are going to talk about what the topic is going to be. I kind of have an idea of what I would like it to be, but you know what I'm saying, it's our podcast. So we talk about how we're going to make shit happen.
Our shit.
It's our shit. It's not my damn podcast. It's not Rich's podcast. It's our podcast. We make this shit happen. Just like this is not my podcast. This is me and Heath's podcast. So I know I do a lot of damn talking in the podcast, but it's not my damn podcast. I just love to fucking talk.
Ain't that the truth?
Shut the fuck up. But I appreciate Rich for coming on. Like I said, I'll say it again. I appreciate Rich for all the shit that he did for me when we was in Djibouti. And
respect.
You know what I'm saying? The shit that he dealt with, and he made me into a different person, him and all the crew that we was with and shit like that. So this is the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned to this podcast. It's gonna be big. We're about to have a global type of deal. I'm making this network. You know what I'm saying? Rich and his sister about to get a podcast. If you're thinking about getting a podcast and you want me to help you with it, just hit me up, because we're about to get this Savage Squad Productions. It's about to be on point. Everybody's gonna be under there, and we're about to make this money. So if y'all want to hit us up, let us know. Want to be on this show? If you want to be on the Game Recognized Game or the Game Recognized Game after, or I don't even know what Rich they show was gonna be. But if you want to be on these shows,
I don't even know what it's going to be yet either.
So if you want to get on these shows and things like that, we're about to make things happen. Just look for us. We're about to be big. We're about to be global. I got some things in the works, LLCs, all that good stuff like that. So I got some things in the works that you'll see that we're about to come out with. So
hey, I just want to say thank you, man, for bringing me on. I know I kind of came in a little bit late. But I appreciate you bringing me on, and whenever you need me, or whenever there's something topic, you know what I'm saying, that I can chime in on, just let me know, man, and I'm there. I was downstairs chilling, and when you sent me that message, and I was like, oh shit, let me get on here. Is it possible I can join? Yeah. So I really don't, you know what I'm saying, have much to do after I get off work anyway. So if you need me, man, I'm here anytime.
So, like I said, this is the Grumpy Old Vets podcast, and we out.